Yo, what's up? This your guy Ray Hama, one versus a million, and we are coming with another edition of our Wolverine versus Predator, and it's by way of Rob. Shout out to Rob from Comics Explained. Shout out to him. Go over there and subscribe to that brother. Support him, and yeah. So we're gonna hit up the what is the third issue, and there's in total four issues. So we're gonna be covering two issues all in one. And I have to say, it is spectacular, and and it holds some meaning to it, to where it's there's something in this battle, that you can take from it. So I don't know about you, but I did, and it was really amazing. So, and I'm thinking, hey, this wave of crossover, and um, that DC is doing, and I believe Marvel probably has already done it. And speaking of that, even though I really don't want to support anything of Marvel, especially after what they've done to, as we shall remember, last year, as of today, what happened to our brother last month, uh, Jonathan Majors, and shout out to him, and hopefully they can find a way to to clear his name. So, but anyway, thinking about going in and watching the What If Marvel's What If and checking that out. So I may or may not give a review of that. You know, if anything, it'll probably be like just a little um, my little quick explanation of sharing my observation of the whole thing. So instead of giving a review by episode, so um, so yeah, this was an awesome episode, guys, and again, happy New Year. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe over here at the Hama Force Geek Table. So where we come over here, chop it up, everything about what's in the geek verse. And oh man, especially, speaking of which, I'm so geeked and hyped up right now because oh man, your boy's watching Attack on Titan. Knowing that I'm late, versus every because it's being completed. But oh man, I'm in the third season and whoo, oh man, I'm at the point where everybody died. Well, not everybody died, but when they attacked the Beast Titan, the Beast Titan, try to or call himself trapping them, but with great sacrifice though, man, was came a great reward because they ended up defeating the Beast Titan, the Armor Titan, and the Colossal Titan. I was like, hell yeah! So they gave me a little fire in my stream today. So guys, um, we're gonna find it. So yeah, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it. So yeah, we're gonna end up watching this issue right here coming up. And also, good morning. Good morning. So, but yeah, I'm looking for more, crossovers. Kind of curious as to what other crossovers they're gonna make, and also check out Death Battles. Co- uh, where their versus, where they had Galactus versus Unicron. Galactus versus Unicron. I like that battle because I like how they did it, with their little CGI animation and shit. So it was a pretty good job, well done. So if you had, if you ask me, so Don't know how you guys feel about Death Battle in particular, but hey, if there's others that's doing a good job just as Death Battle, please be sure to fill me in, and put it in the chat box, and I would appreciate it. Also, again, too, if you feel like donating, there's Cash App and PayPal, which are in the link. Let me go back. Screen share. Probably. Pause this, pause the music. What's up? To all the Cloud Watchers, salute. Like, share, subscribe. And again, hit the Cash App, PayPal. But yeah, shout out to Rob, Comics Explained, fair use. And get the banner going. And okay. Fair use. But this battle, this little short, long battle between Wolverine versus Predator, it's something to appreciate, And then you can call like a little classic, decent, short run comic crossover. So let me go ahead and mute up and let you guys hear Comics Explained. Our boy Rob. Salute and let's go.
Guys, this is Rob, and we are back with Predator versus Wolverine. And as always, we will have a playlist link at the end of this video so you can get caught up. But in the last video, we basically had the Predator who had consistently faced off against Wolverine, and even more than one Predator fighting Wolverine when he had bone claws. But things are different now, because this next time that the Predator catches up to Wolverine, he's in the midst of the adamantium bonding process with Weapon X. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've all been waiting for. So here's the thing, right? As soon as the Predator gets up to Wolverine and starts to basically examine him, he realizes that there's metal attached to his bones. And the cool thing about this, right, for those of you guys who aren't really familiar with the Predator mythos, these guys are trophy hunters, right? The ultimate hunter. The idea is that whether by way of a rite of passage or just as kind of a general enjoyment of their race overall, in multiple capacities, they travel across all of creation and they track down and hunt various creatures that they find as a test of themselves, right? Constantly improving themselves. The kicker about all this is that while Wolverine is technically unconscious, the Predator's actions wake Wolverine up, and then it immediately attacks him, right? Like Wolverine immediately attacks the Predator, and the Predator responds in the only way that it can, right? It takes the acid and pours it in Wolverine's mouth, and Wolverine is basically taken out. Because what had happened here is the Predator had looked at Wolverine and realized he was the perfect trophy, right? A being who is effectively indestructible. Now, the question has to be asked, what does a Predator understand about adamantium? Because adamantium was created on Earth. It doesn't exist anywhere else in space or outside of Earth. So there's not really a way that the Predator could know outside of using its technology to examine adamantium, recognize its atomic makeup, and then realize how indestructible it is, which is probably exactly what it did, right? I mean, a being that capable that travels all throughout space the way that it does, it probably has more than a passing knowledge of like chemistry and biochemistry and sciences and all that kind of stuff. And so with Wolverine taken out, it basically goes to its ship. Now, here's a cool thing, and I'm curious to see whether or not you guys spot this. So if you look on the wall of this Predator, there is a particular skull that is here. It's up at the top, and it's a Rancor skull. In effect, Marvel Comics, like the Marvel Universe and Star Wars, share the same universe, which kind of makes sense, right? Long ago in a galaxy far, far away. So it makes perfect sense that, like, because Marvel's writing Star Wars and because now you have like the regular superheroes who have always kind of been here, that they're all in the same universe, which begs the question, when are we going to see a Star Wars and
Yeah,
Marvel
right.
superhero crossover? Only a
Exactly.
matter of time. But I figured I'd kind of poke
Oh,
out or at least
see.
point out that little Easter egg. Now, following
Oh, what I
that,
was
right,
just talking
Wolverine's
about.
healing factor being what it
Oh,
is, it always basically helps him to regenerate. Now, this is one of the caveats about this. It's an inconsistent aspect of Wolverine's healing factor, right? Ever since Civil War, he's just been able to effectively heal from like nothing but adamantium, right? Ever since that storyline, when he did it, it's kind of been a normal part of his character, right? Prior to that, if he was incinerated down to the skeleton, he was basically done and gone. We know that because of Days of Future Past. But one of the things to know here is that breaking into a Weapon X facility is no small thing, right? It's going to go noticed, right? Because Weapon X is a joint venture between Canada's Department H and the United States CIA. Department H, of course, being Canada's kind of like superhero research program. But like it's a multi-government operation. It's ridiculously clandestine and super off the books. But like people are going to notice. And that's exactly what happens. As soon as this Predator starts to activate its ship, suddenly he's fired on by like a couple of F-16s. And then, of course, it manages to take one of those F-16s out. But when the question is asked of Schwartz, right, one of the pilots, where's this thing going? She's like, it's just going up, right? It's literally going to the moon. That's when she's told to fire everything they have. But of course, as we know, these Predator ships, right, these things are shielded. They're not easily destroyed. So there's like nothing that an F-16 is going to be able to do here. This thing just takes off, and ultimately, like the F-16 has to pull back at 70,000 feet. And that's when you come across Berserker Rage Wolverine. Now, I know some people have heard of Berserker Rage Wolverine. There was no better depiction of this than during Jeff Lemire's Old Man Logan run with Andrea Sorrentino,
yeah,
right?
I
Like,
heard of.
let myself become madness, death, right? Like that kind of thing. Like, it's just one of the coolest moments, one of the coolest depictions ever. But Berserker Rage Wolverine is when Wolverine just loses any sense of like sentience, right? Like just human intelligence and just devolves into an animalistic state. It's his most dangerous form. And in fact, whenever this happens around the X-Men, unless there's some kind of telepath there, these guys just run for their life. They will rarely ever decide to try to fight and calm down a Berserker Rage Wolverine because he'll kill them all. Right. So again, like it's a very,
No
very
shit.
dangerous version of him. But instead of just like attacking the Predator, he basically starts clawing his way out of the ship. Right. Again, kind of an animalistic state, not really thinking. Because if he was, he would have been like, okay, so it's time for this Predator to die. He would have just killed this thing and then just called it a day. And then like jumped out of the ship. Right. But whatever it is, he ends up jumping out and crash landing down on Earth where he's recovered by Professor Thornton and the rest of Weapon X. Here's the kicker about all this, and it's one of the things that I love about this, right? We don't really know, at least I don't really know, the ins and outs of how the Predator helmets work. I'm sure it's been explored over the course of the Predator expanded universe, but for its intents and purposes here, Professor Thornton ends up reverse engineering the capabilities of the Wolverine helmet, and that's how they develop the helmet that's attached to Wolverine's head during Weapon X, the one they use to brainwash him. So, like, it's a really cool bit of historical adjustment here by Benjamin Percy, because what we never really
Yes,
knew when it
he
came to
is
this story is
very
if this
unique.
story kind of took place in an alternate reality or something along those lines, right? Seemingly, it takes place in the main Marvel universe. It's just a moment that we'd never really heard of before. But by tying in the creation of the brainwashing helmet to the Predator's helmet, now it establishes it as being in continuity because it's just a main part of his character. At least that's kind of all I really have to go on. But the fact remains here, right? Wolverine just kind of puts together these little bits and pieces, right? Just kind of goes through and just kind of does a little bit of investigative work in the modern era. Because remember, the actual fights between Wolverine and Predator, those are taking place in the past. He's recollecting all these little things. And so, as a brief kind of reprieve here, in the present day, he's walking around with the Predator's helmet because likely he's trying to draw it back in, right? Trying to draw his attention for like one final confrontation. I feel like that's important to throw out there because we're getting towards the end of that story. So that will likely be a significant moment as to why it is the Predator shows up again in the first place. But what ends up going on here is we jump back to the Muramasa estate in the past. Now, anybody who knows anything about Wolverine's mythos is probably just like, oh my God, yes, Muramasa. Yes, man. Muramasa's amazing.
I'll be
So
tight to see in the
Muramasa was
animation.
considered the greatest swordsmith in the history of Marvel Comics.
Oh,
Nobody made better swords than this guy. But the other reason why
well,
Muramasa is so important is
well,
because one, he trained Wolverine on how to fight.
okay.
And two, he's the creator of the Muramasa blade. Basically, this
Oh,
blade that Wolverine possesses that was created by Muramasa, and a portion of Wolverine's soul was put into the sword. What that meant is that if the Muramasa blade even cuts Wolverine once, it shuts off his healing factor. And
oh,
literally, he just
damn.
becomes a regular guy. It nullifies his mutant ability. He would die due to any number of things, right?
Well,
Adamantium poisoning, the weight of the adamantium crushing his body, whatever it happened to be, right? This guy could be killed in any number of ways. But as they're training, one of the cool things you kind of get here is the desire of Wolverine to use his claws. But as Muramasa says, no, you need to learn to fight in the art of the sword. Because if you can learn to fight with both your sword and your claws, you could be indestructible. You could be this unbeatable guy that no one can stand against, which is an accurate statement. And in fact, that's one of the ways in which Wolverine has become so deadly over the years. And so what ends up happening is that as these guys are training and as these guys are talking, Muramasa picks up on the fact that something is coming. And then Wolverine realizes the same thing, only for the two of them to realize the Predator has arrived. That is basically adapted. And as far as it's concerned, it's now a full-on knockdown, drag-out fight. It's hunting its perfect trophy. And so now the whole situation has evolved, and you've got Wolverine and Muramasa facing off against the Predator, which we'll find out what happens in the next video. With that being said, guys,
yo, what's up? What's up, brother GP? Yo, yeah, we're gonna see the next issue. But man, yeah, that's that was kind of crazy. Yeah, so we see that that he's faced Wolverine in in multiple different time and generations. For like what 3, 4 generations. Shit, damn, they've been fighting. So uh, I was kind of surprised at how Wolverine, yeah, well, he didn't want no help. Shit, so he was like, basically, he treated it like it was a battle of honor. Where he just said, "Hey, this is between me and the Predator." So, let's get into the last issue, to the conclusion of this battle, and and on our next Homo Force Geek table, we'll be getting to the battle of Superman versus Godzilla. Well, yeah, the Justice League and the villains and King Kong. So yeah. Um, oh damn, I'm tripping. I can go right here. Tad bit of whack. Mm, excuse me. Oh yeah, this is an awesome battle with these guys. So man, it's yeah. Take away from this what you will, but what I felt about this battle after this, yeah, I would say it's it was it was awesome battle to where hey I can take away that it's very good when it comes to you know when you see tactics being laid from both of them, and and just the bravery of Wolverine here of not wanting the help from the X-Man and shit, and just saying, hey, this is an honorable battle. So okay, so there we go. All right, got it set. Thank you guys for being patient. Yeah, yeah, Godzilla. Yeah, he's the dude. He can definitely say to Superman like, youngster, I've been here before you. Well, or, we was here around the same time. Shit. Or can we say Godzilla is actually older than Superman a little bit, or around the same age? I wonder. Yeah, yeah, man. So yeah, brother GP. Shit, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming through, bro. Yeah, so shit. Hey, if you feel like if you can too, bro, shit, hey, you can hit the cash app too, or shit, if you want to hit the link, come up. You can. We can chat it, chop it up. So Hammer Force Geek Table, where we chop it up in the geek verse, talk about the things that inspire us when it comes to things in geekdom, and and the lessons we can take from it. So, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, yeah, this is it. All right. Yeah. So here we go. Share. Fair use too. Fair use. I'm gonna have myself on mute. I'm barely, if anything, going to chime in. So I may chime in just a little bit, not that much, not to the end. So let me go ahead and blow this up. Well, okay, it's set on that. All right, go ahead and mute myself. So that
Not only is the Predator fighting Wolverine in this comic, he's also going to fight the X-Men. So, picking up out of the conclusion of the last video that we did, which took place in Japan, we actually don't stay here for very long. A lot of this is because of the fact that Wolverine was training with Muramasa at the time, the guy who would go on to develop the Muramasa blade, the only sword capable of nullifying Wolverine's healing factor and legitimately killing him. Again, because that wasn't the end of the story, Wolverine kind of fought the Predator for a moment or two, but then like the hands show up, right? Like the mystical ninja organization from Japan, and the Predator basically bails. Now, one of the things to know here, and this is one of the things that Wolverine kind of talks about for a second, is he talks about the idea that when it came to the Predator, he was hunting Wolverine exclusively, but the goal of the Predator was to also figure out everything that was going on around Wolverine. We'll talk about that here in a second, because what it does now in the aftermath of
well, let me say
everything that's
fair use,
happened, which
fair use. Well, yeah,
and the Predator himself that he remembers, because one of the things to keep in mind is that when Wolverine was part of Weapon X, his memories were always being altered and scrambled and so on. So he didn't fully recall the first fight he had with Predator. But what he does is with all of this, he just does a bunch of patrols around Westchester, the Xavier School. And he's always on the hunt looking for Predator to see whether or not it's tracked him down. Now, the kicker about all this is nobody else really seems to know about this thing because Xavier kind of comments on the fact that, hey, like the kids miss you, right? Kitty Pryde is always looking at your chair, wondering where you are. Nightcrawler does the same thing. Even the kids themselves who are here are like, why isn't Wolverine ever joining us for dinner? But Wolverine, ever the guy who is just highly alert for any potential threat out there, is still lingering and kind of holding on to this ideology that he had in the early days when he first joined the X-Men, which was that he shouldn't be there because there's too many people that are always following him, always trying to take him out. And by associating with the X-Men, it puts them in danger. But because Xavier seems a little dismissive of it, suddenly the three dots from the Predator's shoulder cannon appear on this guy's head. Basically, it looks like Predator is about to help Professor X finish with all his living. And in fact, he almost does, right? Like he just fires off a shot into the Xavier Institute. Xavier saved Wolverine in like the nick of time. The guy's basically unconscious, so presumably he can't use his powers to shut down the mind of the Predator. And then just like missiles come flying out of nowhere. It's a full-on frontal assault on the X-Men mansion. Now Colossus shows up, and Colossus is like, what in the world's going on? Wolverine doesn't spill the beans. He's just like, get Xavier, get him to safety, get him out of here as fast as he possibly can. The missiles went to the upper floors. That's where all the students are going to be, right? So once he gets up there, he tells all the kids, get out of here, go to someplace safe, right? Like head downstairs. Colossus will help get you to safety. He finds Kitty Pryde, but then like the Predator shows up just in time to like wrap Wolverine in one of his cords, electrocute the piss out of him, and leave him momentarily unconscious. Now, the funny thing about this is that he kind of starts to come to pretty fast right when Nightcrawler shows up. And Nightcrawler's ability to teleport, man, it gets cool here in a minute. It gets really cool here in a minute, right? Like literally Wolverine tells him like, get out of here. Right? Nightcrawler teleports Wolverine away. And it's only a momentary bit of safety because remember, the Predator can find heat signatures, right? So it's not that difficult for him to just kind of look around, assuming their location is within viewing distance of the Predator itself, and for him to hone in on exactly where they're at. And so, of course, at that moment, Wolverine just kind of lets everybody have it to a degree. And while they're all pissed off at him about all this, he's just like, no, right? You guys have to stay out of this. This is strictly me. He just like leaves. The problem here is that when he finds Predator, which he can do because, of course, Wolverine tracks things based on their scent. And once he picks up a scent, he never loses it. That once he finds Predator, it's got Rogue captive. Now, a lot of you guys are probably asking, why does Rogue look like this? Rogue was drawn this way because this takes place seemingly shortly after Avengers Annual number 10, if my memory serves me correctly, which was the first appearance of Rogue in Marvel Comics. It was actually written by Chris Claremont, who was writing the X-Men at that point in time, and then she was rolled over into the X-Men comics pretty quickly. But the thing about this is that Predator just kind of has her held as a hostage. Now, in response to this, realizing that like Predator will kill Rogue without a moment's hesitation, right? Because at the end of the day, this Predator is really after Wolverine on such a level that the normal honorable path, which is to say that Predators only attack those beings that have weapons drawn on them and present a clear and present danger, that goes out the window, right? It's like, I'll do whatever I have to do in order to get to you, right? So it is kind of cool, but Wolverine basically throws a set of handcuffs on the ground, right? Those power dampening cuffs, or at least cuffs that allow him to be maintained, and in turn leaves with the predator. Now, when that happens, like what you end up finding out is this is not actually Wolverine, right? Instead, Wolverine comes running out of nowhere. Now, it's not Mystique, right? It is not Mystique at all. Instead, it actually turns out to be Danny Moonstar, which is kind of cool, right? Like the ability to use magic and to change a physical appearance. And so at that moment, Nightcrawler teleports in, right? And just like literally pulls the oxygen masks, or at least the air masks, off the Predator helmet. And then like Kitty Pryde shows up, phases from the ground, and then like knocks the Predator into the ground. And so at that moment, like the Predator ultimately ends up using his cloaking ability to effectively leave. And the X-Men allow him to do that because the X-Men don't normally kill unless they absolutely have to. So it kind of gives the Predator a momentary reprieve. And that's when we jump to this fight in modern era, because Wolverine comes to the realization, and he even says it. He says, I staked the helmet in the meadow like a bait station next to a deer stand. I waited a week, and then he came. He would never stop coming until my head was his. That's what all this, right? The attack on the X-Men was designed to show Wolverine that the Predator was fixing out and kind of understanding what his strengths and weaknesses were, learning what it was that was the most important to him, because that's what any real hunter does. And so he says, of course, he knew it was an ambush. I was counting on that. I set up an obvious rudimentary trap, just enough to give him some sense of danger and confidence in avoiding it. I needed to get hit. I needed my blood on the ground, because once he got a taste of it, and once he got a hold of that helmet, he'd think he'd already won. And that was the cool thing, is because Wolverine is actually playing the Predator, while the Predator believes he's playing Wolverine. And so that's when the Predator gets a shot off on Wolverine and like blows his shoulder apart, right? And he's just kind of like, okay, right? Like that's when he starts to get a full understanding of what it is that he's dealing with. Now, up to this point in time, the Predator didn't have the helmet at his disposal. And even Wolverine kind of comments on that, right? He's kind of like, I suppose I could have just rigged the helmet, right? Poisoned the air filter or put a bomb inside of it. And he says, but over and over again, technology has been the Predator's failing. He surrounded himself with it, just like he surrounded himself with trophies, like a boast or compensating for something. To feel right about taking him down, I needed to prove that I was deadlier than the death he wore. And so even where his shoulder's blown to pieces, it's currently healing, and he knows that he's the hunted, he knows that he's the prey. The Predator is using his helmet to figure out his body heat. One of the things that Wolverine picks up on relatively fast is that the Predator uses body heat in order to track its prey. Now, this is something that he even comments on later on down the line, but he only really says, I fought the Predator long enough to know that's what he does. So we don't know if that's something that Wolverine picked up on in their very early fights. We don't know if that's something that Wolverine is only figuring out now because he's actually involved in a one-on-one fight with the Predator and no distractions. It gives him time to think, time to focus, and time to understand exactly what's going on here. We're not really given a definitive answer. And even then, we don't necessarily need it, right? But in this moment when like the Predator's hunting him and blasts him, right? Just like shoots at him with a shoulder cannon, Wolverine is just kind of dodging for his life, right? Like bobbing and weaving. It is kind of funny, and it is an interesting caveat because, again, all this is feeding into the trap that he's creating, lulling the Predator into a false sense of security, because Wolverine can heal from anything. I mean, we literally saw that in Civil War when his whole body was blown apart by Nitro the second time around, and he just like healed from his adamantium skeleton. So like the guy can heal from pretty much anything, right? And he knows that. And so it is kind of cool to watch this happen because he really talks about how he's losing a lot of blood. He says that makes me slow to run and easy to track. And he says, when I come to the cliff, every nerve in my body is firing a red alert. Way down below is a river, but right behind me comes a watery ripple, and his cloaking device powers down. And so that's when the field is basically even now, right? He says, because this is the end of a long, long trail, one that has spanned time and distance. And in these final moments of the hunt, he wants to be seen. He wants us to face each other, to recognize each other as predator and prey when he rips out my spine. So that's when the honor bound element really begins to come into play. But there is kind of a caveat here that we'll talk about here in a second, because yes, predators are honor bound, and yes, predators really fight more for the hunt and the enjoyment of the sport and so on and so forth. But there is something going on here that Wolverine is picking up on, and it's not spoken. It's not something that he sees. And it's really kind of us delving more into what we could argue to be like interpretation and haphazard guessing. But I have a feeling that I'm 100% right here, right? He says, I don't know how long I've been hanging from this cliff, maybe 10 minutes, maybe an hour, long enough that the healing factor is kicking in. Blood gums up, nerves fuse, torn muscles seal. I need a beat to recover because more pain is waiting for me out there. Below is a fall of 200 feet or so. Above me somewhere is the hunter who comes from the stars. He's stubborn, coming at me all these years, but I'm patient too. We've gone head to head enough times that I'm going to trust my instincts. He's moving on, looking for me elsewhere, hopefully. And then, of course, that's when he realizes that's not what's happening. That the predator knew he was down there. Maybe it was a sense of smell. Maybe it was his ability to hear. Maybe it was the fact that looking down in the riverbed below, he didn't see any heat signature. So Wolverine had to have simply been holding onto the cliffs. Just logical deduction. But whatever it is, man, he starts throwing weapons at Wolverine. And Wolverine's like, crap, right? So he's just literally bobbing and weaving. So Wolverine at this point just plunges down into the water. And at that point, the predator follows him directly down in there, because the only thing that really matters to the predator when it comes to water is the effect that it has on his cloaking device. But if at this point the cloaking device doesn't matter because he wants this fight to be the final fight and he wants to be seen by Wolverine, right? He doesn't want to skulk in the shadows. He wants Wolverine to see the face that kills him. Then the cloaking device doesn't matter at all. And so even Wolverine, right, kind of coming to comments, he says, I'm trapped under 2 tons of rubble at the bottom of a river, and he thinks he's got me. But I know something he doesn't. Hunting is elemental. You study dirt for tracks and spoor. You stay downwind. You know what's growing or hatching or breeding. And he says, you know where to find water and shelter. It's not about the gear. You never come across those trophy hunters who drop 20 grand to kill a grizzly or a lion with their laser sights and multi-caliber sniper rifles. You know they don't really know what they're doing. And he says the fancier the tech, the cockier you get, and the more detached you are from the musk and the blood bead of the thing you want dead. And this is where the observation comes in, because he says in the right hands, the same job could be done with a simple blade or 3. And so that's when Wolverine really starts to use these things to his advantage. And that's where contextually it looks like he's just now figured out about the idea of the predator using heat signatures to track him. Again, it's contextual, not really a definitive answer, but he basically cuts through himself in order to get himself free, right? He knows he'll heal, but it's like a feral animal, right? Just like doing whatever it has to do to get free from the trap that it's in. I lured him back to the place where it would just be the 2 of us, the river where I would make my last stand. The good mud waited for us here. A dog can smell 100,000 times better than a human. I don't know if that's true or not. Bees can see ultraviolet light, and birds can sense magnetic fields. I'd observed the predator long enough to know he registered heat signature. The mud was my primitive version of a cloaking device. And that's when the trap comes in, because as the predator makes his way out of the water, he sees in what looks like this pile of mud an eyeball staring at him. Just enough of a heat signature for him to make out the shape of the object that he's looking at, to see the eye there, put 2 and 2 together and say, this guy's hiding in mud and this guy's watching me. But when he gets there, it's only just an eyeball. Wolverine removed his own eye and put it in mud in order to lure the predator. It's pretty genius. Now, this is where I talk about the unspoken thing that Wolverine had realized. He says, when I leaped down on him, it was with the gravity of 100 years of war. I admired him as much as I hated him. I imagine the feeling was mutual. He cooked me with a few thousand volts and whipped out what looked like a ceremonial dagger to finish the job. Now, here's the thing. A predator would not just arbitrarily leap into that environment and then just attack a thing. Instead, because they're intelligent, because Wolverine had built traps and things like that, it would go in expecting some kind of trap. As primitive as they may be, it would expect them nonetheless. And so it would observe all the surroundings and then figure out that Wolverine was hiding in a tree like that. What's really unspoken here is that
What's the easy
the time that they have been fighting, this is no longer like it was in the first issue, which is the predator stumbling across the sky who looks like he'd be a really cool enemy to track and fight, and then like he'll kill him and then he'll take his head and like that'll be his trophy and that'll be it. Instead, now it had become a vendetta that the predator was so single-mindedly focused on finding Wolverine that he almost reacted to it with so much emotion the way that a human would, right? Like it's that kind of thing. And being so single-minded means it would make mistakes. It would do things that it wasn't necessarily supposed to do. An example of this is not observing all of its surroundings, because if it had, it would have seen Wolverine up there in the tree. And so Wolverine coming down here, because it's not like he's covered in mud, right? I mean, it'd be different if he had jumped down from the tree covered in mud. That would have been a dead giveaway. There's no mud on him. It's just him hiding in a tree, hoping that the predator would be so single focused that he wouldn't notice him. And that's exactly what happens, right? He blasts Wolverine with a boatload of electricity and then pulls out the ceremonial dagger. And that's usually kind of the indicator in any fight that a predator has that, okay, one, this is the final fight, and two, this is how we actually solve this on a personal level. The funny thing here, though, is that as many of you guys expected, the Predator's not going to be able to kill Wolverine. It never could. One, because of Wolverine's healing factor, and two, because of his adamantium. There's no material that the Predators have that would be able to cut through true adamantium that's bonded to Wolverine's skeleton, sever his spinal column from the rest of his body, or even just his head, and call it a day. That was never going to happen. And then any damage that the Predator is able to inflict on Wolverine, his healing factor is going to take care of the rest. You show up with some adamantium claws, this game was over before it even started. And so literally within the span of 3 panels, Wolverine's just like, boom, 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 done. And like the Predator's just like, okay, right? Like it realizes there's no conceivable way for it to win. And so what it does here, right? Like you have this really, really cool monologue from Wolverine. He says, I let him make a sheath of me. We would end this eye to eye, tasting the blood in each other's breath. For a fatal moment, we were one and the same. I thought that was the end, but he refused to die on my terms. I didn't recognize the numbers, but I knew a countdown when I saw one, right? The self-destruct weapon, right? The bomb that the Predators use. He was going to get that trophy even if he claimed it in his grave. But here's the thing about desire. Once you get what you want, you realize that wanting was the real pleasure. So in those final bloody seconds, when the hunt finally ended, I hope he felt a century of disappointment slam into his heart. And so literally it was a Predator realizing there's no real victory to be had here. There was no way he could actually kill Wolverine. And you knew that, and I knew that, and Marvel knew that when they were writing it. But it is still cool to see, man. Sometimes it's not about the destination. It really is about the journey. And this is one of those examples. And so once that happens, Wolverine just kind of emerges from the rubble with his healing factor kicked in. He takes the ceremonial dagger of the Predator and then keeps it for itself. So I will say, I mean, sure, the story ended exactly the way we thought it would, but a story like this really isn't so much about the end result. It's not really about the destination. It really is about the journey, and it was amazing. So with that being said, guys, we're going to bring this to an end. If you need to get caught up on the entirety of Wolverine and Predator, make sure you guys click this link to the playlist, and I will catch
Ooh wee. Yeah, man, that was fire, y'all. Yeah, so I don't know if you catch that last part like I did. I was like, huh, he's right. And that's really a lot of people's problems right there, you know, why people easily slip into the nonchalantness and taking things for granted and all things. They the thing that they desire the most, the wanting becomes more exciting than actually having the thing that they desire or to obtain whatever they seek to obtain. And so yeah, that's the funny thing about desire at times, but therefore that's why it's best not to desire and just let it come when need be. So but that, man, I likes that, man. I was like, oh God. So yeah, I kind of did like thought, at first he used the whole Arnold Schwarzenegger move, hide himself in mud when he figured out that the predator, one of his abilities through his technology, and realizing that he relies on that so heavily, uh, is that okay? He figured out, okay, boom, I'm gonna use a piece of one of my organs, if, therefore he used his eye, and I thought it was him in the mud. I thought he used the Arnold Schwarzenegger move and hide himself in mud, dude. I was like, damn it, man. I was like, he got you, dude. I'm like, oh man, but and Wolverine showed them he was witty as hell. when dude, when the predator picked up his eyeball, I was like, what the hell? And the Wolverine came down, slammed down, man, right on his damn back, just his his claws, sinking his claws right through his damn back. With such force, and yeah, I was like, oh god, that was awesome. I like how they showed honor between each other, and Wolverine, I believe he could have easily defeated dude. This was him playing, basically playing with him after he got his animanium. After he got his animanium, therefore, it became like okay, thing where he was just playing with him. He was enjoying, not really necessarily playing with him, but he enjoyed the whole solo duel, that they had going on. But when he came, and attacked the school, though, the you know when he came and attacked Professor X's school, that's what changed things. That's what caused him to say, "Hey, damn this, man. Yeah, you got to go, man. You doing too much now, man. You doing too much." So he continued playing along with him some more, leading them away from the school. So he had his little solo battle with him. And I thought it was funny too how like shit he thought okay by him standing by him being beneath that cliff for a whole hour, he kind of thought well he walked away for a minute. Oh shit, no, that motherfucker was setting your ass up to send his devices out after your ass. I was like, oh shit. I was like, he caught him. And he went in the water and fell and being pinned by that boulder. He ended up cutting himself free. That whole fight, I just look at it as like, hey, he was taking that with such great enjoyment, and like he said, if you caught it in this at the end of the video, where it showed where Wolverine says something around the lines like, hey, my life my life became more deader is more deader now that he's gone. You know, now that I ain't got to worry about him. Hunting me. Every century and shit. So so you see he's kind of like, kind of sad by it because it gave him such of a thrill. You basically kept him. You can look at it as like, hey, where Wolverine, it was like a workout for him. But when he fucked the game up though, man, shit, it probably could have been longer. You know what I mean? But hey, Predator said, "Fuck you, I'm gonna get you no matter what. I don't give a damn if anybody's in the way. I'm cool, and if it's this damn school, I'm coming after your ass." And yeah, and so that's when Wolverine said, "No, but you're doing too much. No more. Yeah, you gotta go." So yeah, this is fun, and I'm gonna miss you. So it was pretty awesome. Um, and yeah, like Rob said, yeah, everybody we knew them and hell he was gonna lose that one, the Predator. Especially too, hey, if he was facing the Wolverine, oh yeah, yeah, that'll be it. Yeah, that'll be in that one quick. I don't give a damn if you send like 5 Predators. You hear me? Against Wolverine, yeah, it'll be over with. And so that, and we got coming up too. The next stream will be Godzilla versus Superman. I'm like that. With that, I'm like, oh, the double OG Godzilla. Hey, he knocked his ass down. Superman is just laying there. He down, man. They said, hey, well, his cousin Supergirl said, hey, she don't hear Superman's heart. She don't hear his heartbeat. I'm like, oh shit, he might be dead. He might be dead. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. So if he comes back, oh man, this should make this battle more epic than his battle with Doomsday. So which they'll also come via by way of Rob from Comics Explained. But thank you guys. Appreciate you guys for coming through. This is your guy Ray Hama, one versus a million. Like, share, subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out. And also, you can donate to Cash App, PayPal, and Happy New Year. You guys enjoy your day. And also, more things to come. More things to come. So if you guys have any suggestions, put it in the chat box. If you guys want me to cover anything, and yeah, we can do that. And also too, we're going over some things that I watched and all of last year. Came across some badass, awesome shows, and it's still continuing. So, as I said, currently as I'm watching Attack on Titan, and I'm fully plugged back in now to my anime shows. And which ones I caught up with? Caught up with my Baki shit, been called that, and that was awesome. And I still got to get up on this Rebel Moon that came out by Netflix. Because I may end up getting a review of that too. So, and another one, oh man, there's just so much more, man. Oh god, Barto. I finally caught up with Barto and that shit. So, and what it seems like, according to my news, to my anime news through Google, that they are coming out with something else, Barto some shit. Yeah, I might be talking about that because as it seems, everybody's been waiting a while for this. So I think like past 3 years now, 4 years. Has the series been completed? Has the Barto series been completed? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's that. So, and yeah, because I want to watch anime. My next anime I'm gonna watch because I'm a hopscotch, between shows. If I can catch up with multiple ones at the same time. Like watch three and then go to the next show and watch three there. Um, from a Netflix list of shows and movies, man, they got some shit. Oh yeah, the One Piece live TV series. I gotta get into that to check that out. I've seen the episode, well, half of one, but it's it's cool, decent. Hey, I can take it with some appreciation. Hey, they did the best they could with it. Um, I don't really have no big complaints about it. So it's like, hey, what can you expect? Hey, that's the best they can do. With that one. And it seems like, hey, that ratings of that's gone up to where they're going to continuously come out with more episodes because of people liking it. So therefore, uh, there might be something worth talk about too. But the thing is, this question's on, man. Hey, are they going to be making episodes all the way up to a certain point? Because it is like over 1,000 damn episodes now. So yeah, um, yeah. Because I'm like, damn, how you gonna make certain characters look, man? Because certain characters got their own peculiar, you know, highly unique look to them and abilities. Especially with that admiral with his old little lava, with his lava fruit ability. And then speaking of which, you can go back to talk about Superman and Godzilla. After this, I plan on going to watch Godzilla -1, and I'm definitely going to be looking to give my review of that. So be on the lookout for that. I'm looking to see how they did this one, and yeah, some other shows, man. I got mine that I want to see. Uh, I'm supposed to see Record of Ragnarok. That was supposed to be coming out with another season. Record of Ragnarok, Japanese animation. And man, just so much, man. Just there's just so much, a whole big ass list of shit, man, that I've seen and things I want things that I want to see, that I'm not watching yet. And so yeah, there's so much stuff to talk about. Um, the big ass laundry list. But thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, hey, if you got some shows you want to talk about here in the Hama Force Geek Table, come through. We can chop it up, talk about it. Especially if it's a high suggestion, something that you're highly suggesting for people to watch. Yeah, we can chop it up, talk about it. So, but we gotta keep it masculine though. You know what I mean? So, because there are some, effeminate geeks out there, and yeah, I can tolerate maybe a smidge of it. You know what I mean? But in geek discussions, yeah, I like to try to keep it masculine, as much as possible. So, yeah, man. Because there's nothing but badass on the screen. Basically, this is me taking something I like and trying to, hey, have fun sharing it with you guys. You know what I mean? With my people, with my brothers, and also hey, try to, make money with it at the same time. Because man, I am super geeked. Ah, my boy Levi in Attack on Titan. Let me tell you, yes. Oh my god, like how he got the the Beast Titan. Oh man, but the Beast Titan ended up fucking getting away, man. I was like, damn it. Called for his one of his Titan warriors to come help him and shit. Snatched him, catching him with his mouth. And Levi was like, man, hey, I made a promise, man, to the captain. Yeah, I feel it, man. You gotta feel that because he wants to, fulfill that wish. Because because all of them sacrificed themselves, you know what I mean, to give him that chance to take him out. Take out that line of road, damn it, that was lined up with the Beast Titan. Of all them Titans, damn it, that was lined up next to him. Boom, took the motherfuckers out, which caught the Beast Titan by surprise. When the Beast Titan looked over, he was like, "What the hell? Some of my guards." Because the people, the crew that charged forward, the squad that charged forward towards the Beast Titan, while the Beast Titan was mercilessly launching those damn those rain of rocks and shit at the squad that was charging forward, man, just killing them. So basically, it was just this whole suicide mission. All to sacrifice themselves, and man, when they was told they had to do that, man, boy, some motherfuckers threw up, man. I wouldn't blame them, but they all charged forward bravely. So, including Captain Irvin, and oh man, that's just so fucked up, man. I'm like, damn it. So I feel Levi, man. Like he's like, man, I want to fulfill my wish, man. Like, what the fuck? And he only has like one blade left, or two blades, you know, one for each side. So, and the damn punk ass Beast Titan, that bitch. I'm like, man, I wanted Levi to take his ass out. Send him to the shadows, damn it, to the shadow realm where he belongs. The bastard. But so that's where I'm at with that one, and you know, very curious to what the next episode is going to show. But yeah, man, because they took them all three of them down. All three of the big players: the Colossal Titan, the Armored Titan, and the Beast Titan. Which, from what I remember, as it was spoiled to me, that the Beast Titan is Aaron's brother, I believe. So, but yeah, man, I'm like, whew. Yes, and yeah, shout out to the last year. Hey, last year was rough, and there was some little joys in it, but damn, but it was really rough, man. It was hell, especially all the crazy wave of lawsuits, which has me bewildered as hell. But man, shout out to the good points of the year. You know what I mean? Where we have such shows that came out by Netflix, and as I mean, Yu Hakusho. And from the clips of what I've seen, I'm like, yes, I definitely got to check that out. Yeah, because I'm liking how they did the spirit gun, you know, P blast, and you know, a couple of fights, and especially my one boy who, damn it, damn it, I forgot his name. He's dark. He's like he always walks around with a scowl on his face. Damn it, just all mean as shit. Damn it, I forgot his name. Heike or some shit. Dark hair. But yeah. So oh man, it's gonna be awesome. So I definitely have to check that out. Hey yo, what's up, baby? What's up, brother? Son is out. Rise, salute. Yes, he did, boy. Yes, he did. The Beast Titan can speak English. Yeah, he can speak English. He can speak English well, boy, like a motherfucker too. He was pitching those damn boulders and rocks, man, like a whole baseball player. But then again, it was a mixture between baseball and was shot put, damn it, and that track and field shit. I used to do in high school, did a little bit of it, but predominantly focused on wrestling. But damn it, yeah, he was launching the motherfuckers, boy. I was like, oh, all the soldiers of the scouts he done killed, man. All of them he deleted, man. I was like, oh god, yeah, just take this motherfucker out. He is doing too much. Take this motherfucker out. So basically, this is the sacrifice that was that was hinted at them and that had to be made. That in order for them to get this win or get close to a win. So we can say, yeah, they took both of them out. The Armor Titan and the Colossal Titan. So I believe in Reiner, he's dead, the Armor Titan. But I don't know. I believe they're keeping, or they have to keep Bertolt alive, who was the Colossal Titan. So what happened to the woman Titan who got caught? You know what I mean? That's what I was saying, dude. I'm like, through this whole third shit, I'm like, where is she at? And that one in particular, the female Titan is Annie, which seems to be the only female Titan that holds some, strong degree of intelligence. Aside from that one little small Titan and shit, which that one female scout could turn into. And she looked a little weird and creepy. Looked like a little witch. Then like a witch just fighting like in a whole monkey style and shit. This little shrimp looking witch. She got a whole witch face. But I know what you're talking about, Son of Sarai. You're talking about the Annie, the female Titan. Annie. Yeah, man. So I hope they show her and show what's going on with her. See where the hell she's been. Yeah, so then some more warrior shit too, man. Yeah, shout out to my one anime, man. One of my awesome shows is Kingdom. Check that out. It's a Japanese animation, Kingdom. A strong depiction of the war that went on in the China, in their warring states, in their warring days, the days of those dynasty days. Man, yeah, that was powerful. From the Six Nations and that coalition war, with the whole coalition army, damn it, with 6 nations going up against one, and how they survived and made it was just, man, there's so much within that, man, where you're gonna have to go see for yourself, straight up. It's a high recommend. The fan base for that too is growing. It's still growing. For hell, if it wasn't, I can tell you this though, straight up. Also, damn, if it wasn't good, if the anime Kingdom wasn't good, they wouldn't have made a movie of it. They have a movie of it, and I have to go back. Yes, and that's another one. I seen the movie, and the movie was decent. Shout out to them for that. They did that well. This dude, I think his name is Wang Yi. They yeah, he was nowhere near the size of Wang Yi, Wang Yi in the movie. But yeah, he's a war general. He has high fame and strong as shit. And that story of his, was inspiring and also a little there's some emotional moments too with that, but no spoilers. But man, it's just total, awesome anime, and man, it's just filled with nothing but great encouragement. The strong desire to do better, to strive forward. But the strategy that's laid in there it's just top, man. Like, it's the best you can get that one nation had to use in order to defeat that coalition army of 6 nations. So man, that yeah, I recommend. And it's one older anime called, I think his name Gitanama. Yeah, I have to watch. And I have to go back and watch. Uh, well, I think it's the second season or third season of Vinland Saga. Catching up with the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian started off good. I'm like, yes, but us baby Yoda. I gotta go back and watch it. Check out baby Yoda. That's my little dude. But I'm like, that's my little nigga Yoshi boy right there. Shit, little nigga Yoda. Shit, powerful as hell. And I like the little bond him and the Mandalorian share. That's pretty decent. That's cool. So yeah, that was awesome. Oh yeah, yeah, the one with the ice powers. Yeah, well, that's the hardening ability they have. Or certain ones can be able to do. Certain ones can do. You know, to have a decent degree of intelligence and training with their Titan form. Um, like the Beast Titan, you know, he's able to do that. Annie, you know, yeah, that's her. That's the one you're talking about. Son is Hot Ra. Uh, you said this here. Yeah, the one with the ice powers. Yeah. You remember Buffy the Vampire Slayer? I would love if they would do a spin-off on the character Richard Wood, the son of the late Nicky Wood, a vampire slayer who was killed by the Spike. Oh, I think I remember that too. Oh yeah, because I remember Spike too, man. Yeah, oh Spike was a motherfucker too, boy. Hey man, he was an asshole, Spike. I would, I would like to see a spin off of that too. You know, so that decent. That'd be cool. Uh, but something, man, it would have to come a little better than what I've seen with the spin-off of this vampire show called The Vampire Diaries, the originals. The originals, man, that was it was more adult versus Vampire Diaries, where it's like more for the like youngster, the girly crowd and shit. So yeah, but yeah, but good morning. If I can hear the dog through my damn window, shit, motherfucker barking. Bark, motherfucker, sit down, shit. Yeah, wake their ass up. Then we're gonna get you. It's cold. What the hell's wrong with them? Feed you. I ain't got no food for you, motherfucker. If you heard me, shit, and you hungry, motherfucker, you out of luck. You better wake their ass up to feed you. Anyway, uh, but yeah, who who then? Let me see. Who then went on to have a daughter, and he names her after his mother, and she becomes a Slayer, which is his worst fear. Yeah, yeah, boy Klaus. On the originals, yeah, man, his daughter. Yeah, that was another show that now that I look at it through a real pill lens, you know, now I'm seeing it all like damn, yeah, like they really overpowered, you know, the women in that show. Having one chick that was a hybrid and a daughter who's like a hybrid times two, three, yeah, who has like witch powers and what werewolf powers and vampire powers. I'm like, God damn. I'm like, come on now. Like y'all really OP in these damn girls. Like straight up overpowered. Shit. Especially what it did to Wonder Woman. I'm like, hot damn now. Like she's like on some cosmic level shit. Like this is silly. Yeah, that man. And Yeah, that was something else. But watching that show, the originals, yeah, that was another one I could add to the other shows I've seen that highly convinced me that not to want to go to anywhere, any land where they practice that witchcraft heavy. No, I'm cool. Fuck that. Nuh-uh. Yeah, because yeah, I'm cool. Yeah, man. Now that show did it for me. I was like, hell no. How bitches make a show. It was showing to just all different shit, man, of that witchery, man, of how they can put that shit on you, man, like hexes and all that shit. I'm like, oh hell no, slipping shit into your drinks and potions, motherfuckers just poisoning each other and shit, putting hexes on each other, motherfuckers attacking. I'm like, oh hell no, motherfuckers getting caught up in the bayou and shit. Oh hell no, nah, I'm cool. Now, and what tipped that off? I watched True Blood from HBO. Now that show, yeah, fuck that shit. So yeah, I'm cool. And then then damn it, shit. Couple few years later, I end up on a panel where this one dude is on there. It is on Art New Styles stream, by the way, one of his streams. Where there's this dude on there talking about witchcraft is beautiful. You know, I had to give him what? What you say, nigga? Even though he wasn't no nigga, but damn it, I'm like, what is that steak maker from Boondock? What did you say, nigga? Shit, that's how I had to look at his ass. I'm like, oh hell no. What did you say? Yeah, I'm like, no more convo after that, Bubba. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool. Cool because see with that witchcraft shit, man, there's not just one form. There's multiple different forms of it based off of the culture and the religion that's attached to it. All of them got the Indians, Africans, shit, Latin America, shit, Spain, fucking, oh, it's all over. Yeah, so I was like, I'm cool. And oh yeah, I definitely have to get caught up. That reminds me, man. I definitely have to get caught up in Castlevania. I'm behind on Castlevania. Oh shit. What is this? So these cultist shows can be can buy a bit too much. Oh, what do you mean? It can be a little too much? Yeah, man. Yeah. Explain it a little bit to me. A little bit more to me, brother, about the whole cultist. Son of Sabra. What y'all define as the cultist shows. I kind of have a little feeling, a little thought about it. Okay, what it might be. Um, or let me think. Okay, so you must be talking about these shows that are coming out in such a heavy wave because of it being like somewhat kind of like a cult following thing or whatever, where they're showing all these different implements of witchcraft and shit. Because I remember there's another show called Salem that I watched. Now that one, no, yeah, that one definitely didn't know. Yeah, so True Blood, the originals, and Salem. No, that was yeah, I'm done. Fuck that. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Oh yeah, yeah. So it to me, witchcraft works for who believe in it. For me, it's mind over matter. Yeah, it is. So yeah, therefore, I don't. I mean, it's like this though. There's like people okay that don't believe in Christ, the Most High. And that's them. Because they don't believe in it doesn't mean it don't exist. You know what I mean? So some people don't believe in doing certain things. That don't make it, that doesn't mean it don't exist or that it's not essential to continuously to be used for it to continuously to exist. So, you know, and it's the same with the whole evil shit. Some motherfuckers may not believe in it, okay, but believe that it's not there or that it don't exist. Motherfucker, the evil don't need you to believe in it for you or to acknowledge it for it to exist. It's gonna be there, Devin, and when it pops up out of nowhere on your ass, because you want to be all ignorant and stupid and shit, naive. Okay, that's when the evil gets your ass. Ooh, evil loves coming up on you when your ass naive about it. Because I'll tell people, you want to be a naive? You want to? Shit, I'm cool. Hey, I like to follow the warning signs of my Lord. Hell. But aside from that, man, you have to get back into the geek verse, which is related. Yeah. Oh man, there's some big lineup I have. I'm like, man, what is there's more shit, there's more awesome high pack action, decent shit. Decent shows and movies I'm looking forward to it's gonna give me, the thinking, okay, and not be, what I'm already used to. And give me something genuine. Something that's gonna make me, do 50 push-ups. And something that's, has that high impact of enjoyment to where it has high replay value. Worth going back watching again. But like I said, I got so much shit, man, I gotta catch up on, and then other shit I gotta do to where, I gotta make my path forward, in the shows I gotta watch. Boom, one project, then I gotta move on to the next. So speaking of which, yeah, so therefore I shall leave you guys to this morning, just thank you guys for coming through. Appreciate you. Appreciate you dearly. But but can we define evil? Oh man, now you yeah, we can. Yeah. Yeah. Simple. Going up to somebody, damn it, and rocking them side of the head out of nowhere with a baseball bat. The desire to inflict harm and pain and suffering upon others. Yeah, that's evil. That's pretty much evil. And the plots typically start off in the head, in the heart. So therefore, no, that kind of evil must be slain away from me. It must be torn asunder. Peace must stand alive at all costs, or otherwise chaos shall reign and ensue. And those brothers that desire peace, desire to have a brotherhood, or where we hold each other to, with such high esteem, and helping one another to see the value within each other. And without even the slightest piece of desire to do harm or to see each other destroyed by whatever. We'll be a strong force, man. And that's what this is. And they're over here in the Hama Force. So And I like to see shows and movies that reflect that, man, with such high intensity. Full Metal Alchemist for one, which in the movie of that, okay, I like that. I dig it. No complaints. Yeah, man. Well, what I've seen, let me try to keep you. What I've seen over the years, people who mess with witchcraft end up in a psychotic. You're damn right. Why did it? Yeah, going back to that. Why do you think, damn it, witchcraft eventually draw people? Yeah. Why the hell you think shit? There's videos, and I think I have. I probably have showed it before. Of videos of where people of giving their testimony of women giving their testimony of wanting to renounce witchcraft and go back over to Christ, to submit fully back to Christ. Oh man, that would drive people. Oh boy, yeah. I mean, once Satan got you, in his clutches, never that deep and shit. I mean, you managed to escape, but not totally, without being scathed and shit. Yeah, you are scathed. You are you got some wounds on your ass from when he had you in his clutches, and also wounds stemming from prying out of his clutches. So yeah, he'll definitely be active with you, and trying to get you back. Once you saw freedom when you came to God, but I there's something between you and the Lord. Hey, all I know is that I can't say He won't forgive you and give you a chance. I won't say He will, but thing is, what you do, if He does, you're gonna have one hell of a battle. But aside from that, my dude, I'm out here. I was gonna give the link, you know what I mean? But they give the link to. I don't know if it's still there. If anybody wanted to come up, but yeah. Um, yeah. So our next stream we'll be talking about Godzilla and Superman, and then after that, what follows? Yeah, it's going to be according to what's on my list, and within my top 5 or top 10 is definitely around. Let's go see, yeah, around about to where, yeah, Netflix in their lineup, and I think it's going to be between Rebel Moon and Yu Yu Hakusho. So yeah, I will be giving my reviews of those as well. Oh yes, 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 and of Godzilla -1. So and also too, you guys, for this year, I'll be looking to try to find more ways, to get help with the channel, to strengthen the channel, to make it better for you guys. And thank you guys too for your support, for helping out your boys, especially during that disaster, the aftermath of that disaster, man, with the tornado. Because man, I would have been here talking to you guys right now, man. It's one of those situations, man. Like being like right next to it and shit. Like right next to it. So siding and stuff on the house will have to be replaced and stuff. But man, that just shows the power of God, boy. Hey, and all the wicked and ratchet ass people, stiff neck people's got to call it, oh Israel, how long will your neck keep being stiff before you learn that I am Lord and you must follow and obey my word and decree. They're going to still act up. They say, nah, one tornado ain't enough. You might need to send another tornado. Come on, man. One thing that these religions and occult witchcrafts have in common is they all require a sacrifice of some kind. Yeah, yeah, and see, and the thing is with that too, bros, motherfuckers fail to realize, yeah, you dumb hippos. Shit. I'm trying to dive into that. What the hell? You know, you're gonna have to make some kind of sacrifice, and they show that. That's why the hell I pointed out those damn shows, motherfucker. What you mean? Salem, Salem, True Blood, the originals, yes. They all you'll see the links within those man within those shows right there. I'm seeing if you see those shows. Salem, this chick that was in Salem, she played also a part in the show Spartacus, the first season. She played as Xena. She was Xena, the warrior princess. That chick, I forgot her name, but I think she got like a Scottish or British accent or some shit. I don't know, but yeah, but she played in Salem, man. She had a dark part in that motherfucker. Yeah, and the way they see them of how they can control man and shit in that damn show, yeah, that was like feminism on steroids times three. So, yeah, man. And to watch that, yeah, man, like, yeah, definitely, yeah, no, I'm cool. On high alert now, nope. No, when I see certain artifacts, bitch, no, 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 no. No, I'm good. If I realize, dude, yeah, you're gonna have to make a grand sacrifice of some kind. And that show Salem, one of their sacrifices was them in order to become a witch or to become on that journey, become a in order to get on that journey of becoming a witch, a strong, powerful witch. One of the first steps was that they had to have sex with Satan out in the woods. Consummate. Hell no. I'm good. Yeah, man. And but the same thing is though, we got such horny and simp dudes out here to where they'll mess with a chick, damn it, that have tattoos and necklaces and all different witchcraft emblems up on them. They'll give it down. Yep, Lucy Lawless, that's her name. Lucy Lawless. Yeah, it was just coming to me too. I was like, damn it, Lucy Lawless. Yep, she played. She had a role in the first season of Spartacus, that TV series. You'll find there's multiple different variations of Spartacus. You know, of the history of that character, of that historical character. I mean, um, one of them I liked very much though. That was introduced to me by my grandmother was the Spartacus that was from, man, it looked like it was what the '60s or '50s or something. So yeah, and man, just a lot of them old shows, man. I hold some deep appreciation for, man. You know, some deep meaning for, man. Yeah. So especially too, there were shows that I watched with my grandmother. May she continue to rest in the power of the Most High. But yeah, so but yeah, she played a good role in that, and also in hell, she convinced me with both roles, that one and the role that she had in Salem. I think Salem went on for what between 1 and 3 seasons. Yeah, main character, this dude who was a soldier in the army, came back from the war, as a veteran, come back to find his woman married to the warden of the whole damn town of Salem. But she got this motherfucker under control. You see, the way she got this motherfucker under control is she controls him by having this frog inside of his throat. to where it seemed like them. He's always like look like he's choking, 24/7. Whatever she wants to, she can command. She can't command for the frog to come out of his throat. No, 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 no. Man, this shit. The same show, man, where I'm seeing on motherfuckers panels before, where a chick um got revenge on a dude by taking off his Peter and replacing it with a bird's head, with an actual bird's head. Yeah. Oh no, that's wild. So yeah, Xena was over the top as fuck. Yeah, she was. You mean to tell me, you mean to tell me this one mortal woman beat the brace off of not just men but gods as well? Yeah, right. Yeah, even though I took it, just went with it, man, as I did with plenty other shows and movies, and not seeing, not seeing it, with a deeper lens though, with a real pure lens like I can now, and to see, yeah, that was like another over the top, we can possibly say feminist show. Yeah. Yeah, she was just thrashing, beating every man's ass until she had that one ring too that she tosses, that she always keeps. Yeah. Like, oh hell no. Oh man. With Kevin Sorbo, his Hercules, merging in with her story too. I thought it was kind of funny at the time. Then I follow him too to his sci-fi show that he played in. He played in a couple other shows I've seen. Kevin Sorbo played in this one sci-fi show called Andromeda. So, but yeah, but thank you guys, appreciate it, man. Thanks for coming through. I'm definitely out of here. So, holla at y'all. One versus a million. Ray Harmon. Don't forget to donate. Hit the Cash App or PayPal. Salute. Thank you guys for coming through. And if you have any suggestions, hit me up in the comments. I'm out. Peace.